Call the meeting to order of the Pulaski County Election Commissioners, October 22nd, 2025. The time is 1:15 p.m. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At the moment, we have two of the three commissioners here. So we will continue on with the agenda.
He will not make it.
You will not make it?
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, so we have the approval of the minutes from September 17th, and I do need a couple of moments to read through it.
Yes. Yeah, move to approve the minutes from the September 17th meeting. Yeah, so moved. Yeah, so
All right,
moved.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Yeah, I don't think that one's gonna be contentious. All right.
All right, we'll move on to the business of the agenda. Item A, November 18, 2025, the Sherwood special election. Our first item is to appoint the poll workers. Amanda?
So you will see in your binder, you have the list of poll workers that have agreed to work this November 18th election. You should have a list with early vote and absentee, and then of course staff and us, and then the other list is election day. And then you have an alternate list of people you can call upon if need be.
Okay.
I do not have any numbers for you. I don't know how many poll workers we've appointed. I know it's sufficient for each side.
Do we know how many we need?
You need a minimum of 4 at each location,
Okay.
so we've met that.
All right, so I'm gonna review the names.
Thank you very much. Remind me again, what's precinct 13?
What polling
Yes,
location?
polling.
Sylvan Hills United Methodist Church.
Okay. You have 5 on the list there, so. Didn't know.
Yeah, a lot of them will have probably about 5 or 6. huge turnout. Expect it to be steady, but nothing like it generally.
Yeah, 26 alternates, I guess, too. So, pretty good.
If it gets busy at one of those places, we can send another person over.
All right. Do you have any discussion on the poll workers?
I don't particularly, what was the count you came up with?
Well, let's see.
I was just wondering for, you know, you had it.
I just counted my letter.
Yeah,
So for the special election day, I have R14, D15, I12,
okay.
which seems to be pretty even.
Good job.
The alternate would be R4, D11, I12.
Okay.
And then I did not count early vote, but I will. Primarily, it's D is 7, R is 1, and I is 5, and absentee is R2, D1. No, that's not right, 2 R's. Sorry.
It should just be two.
I was reading it, it was, yeah. Absentee is 2.
Mhm.
The D was included in the other number. All right, that's,
And you notice on early vote, at one location, you have the D as the judge and the R as the assistant judge,
right.
and they're like.
They
best
all
buddies.
will work, yeah. They're like, we go together.
I don't think
we
they're even
go.
aware, you know,
For
of each
them too,
other.
it's true. That's
Really? I mean, hey, you
A lot
know,
of times, it's- he's like, hey, do you have anyone else? I'm like,
yeah. We work as buddies, that's what we do.
Okay.
Do I need to make a motion to appoint these poll workers?
Yes, so I'll entertain a motion for the appointing of the poll workers for the November 18, 2025 special, Sherwood special election.
I move to appoint the poll workers for the November 18th, 2025 Sherwood special election.
All right, motion has been made. I'll second the motion. All in
Yeah.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Yeah.
And you have your certification document.
Yes.
So,
Go ahead.
We just hand them to you as I go. Just one page to sign?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the
I love
list
that.
attached.
All right, on to the next item is approve the notice of election.
So you have a copy in your binder for the Sherwood special election. That's the 3 ballot questions, and then the early vote locations listed, the dates and hours, and then the election day polling sites. And I left in your binder the polling location order if you wanted to cross-reference that. And then for the absentee ballots, currently, we have 2 that have been requested, is that correct?
And now, since Monday, is now 4.
Okay. Wow.
So we now have 4 absentee ballots that have
Okay.
been requested for this election. So I set the time at 3 p.m. on election day for the workers to come in and canvass those ballots if they are returned.
Okay.
As you know, the new statute, duplication of ballots has to be conducted after election day. So we have scheduled that for 10 a.m. on November 19th. One of the commissioners will need to be present for that if we do have to remake ballots.
Okay.
And that's according to the rules put together by state board. So
What time was that meeting?
So it's not necessarily a meeting, but it'll be, if we have to duplicate ballots, it'll be November 19th at 10 a.m.
10 a.m., thank you. All right.
The rest of the stuff is standard information that we include on our website, the voter registration deadline. I did remove the transfer deadline off the notice since there's no deadline now. They can transfer on election day, so that's been taken off. Poll worker appointments, I did clarify it a little bit more on our notice. We used to just put the 1 date and the 1 deadline, but there's an earlier date that we're supposed to post early vote election officials, and the deadline to object to them is 7 days after posting. So I put them separate this time. Instead of just posting everything on the early vote day and giving people 8 days to object, we're going to post them at their appropriate deadlines and give them the 8 days to object after those deadlines. So early voting officials will be posted November 3rd. People can object by November 10th. Election day officials will be posted on November 10th and can be objected to by November 17th.
Okay.
So information is there, and then of course the Attorney General's hotline is there. So, any questions or anything?
No, I know we've already read the ballot questions in a prior meeting.
Yes, and I copied and pasted those on here.
So do we want to read it? Do we want to read the NOE today, or do we want to read the backside of it? Because his whole thing's going to be posted.
It's gonna be posted. I don't think we have to read it. It's right here. We're gonna have this with the document that is.
So I'm going to maybe split it in half if that's sufficient. The notice of election, November 18, 2025, special election for City of Sherwood, Arkansas. There are 3 ballot questions that have been read previously in the prior meetings. On page 1, I'm going to refer back to those readings that have previously been done of prior. But on page 2 of the NOE, I will go through that particular one. And I will start at the top of the page with early voting information. Pulaski County Regional Building, 501 West Markham Street, Little Rock. Dates are Wednesday, November 12th to Monday, November 17th. Hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No weekend voting. The next early voting location is First Christian Church of Sherwood, 2803 Keel Avenue, Sherwood. Date are Wednesday, November 12th to Monday, November 17th. Hours 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No weekend voting at the early voting locations. Election day polling locations. Date, Tuesday, November 18, 2025. Hours, 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Precinct 13. The polling location, Sylvan Hills, UMC. Address, 9921 Highway 107, Sherwood. Precincts 25 and 31. Sylvan Hills, First Baptist Church, 9008 Highway 107, Sherwood. Precincts 28 and 29. First Baptist Church of Sherwood, 701 Country Club, Sherwood. Precinct 30 and 48. Cornerstone Bible Fellowship Church, 7351 Warden Road, Sherwood. Precinct 32 and 36. Brockington Road Church of the Nazarene, 9860 Brockington Road, Sherwood. Precinct 33. Christian Assembly of God, 10601 Highway 107, Sherwood. Precinct 34 and 37. North Pulaski, UMC, 10 Kelso Road, that's Kelso Road, Sherwood. 34 is an asterisk, which is a temporary polling location change for this election only.
So 48 is as well.
Oh, thank you. And 48 is as well, which was for Cornerstone Bible Fellowship Church. That is a temporary polling location change for this election only. Absentee ballots. Canvassing absentee ballots, 3 p.m. November 18th, and duplication of ballots in accordance with ACA 7-5-615 parentheses D. 10 a.m. on November 19th at the following location: Pulaski County Regional Building, 501 West Markham Street, Little Rock, Arkansas 72201. Contact the Circuit County Clerk for information regarding absentee ballots, voter registration, or your voting location. Voter Registration Department, www.pulaskiclerkar.gov. Phone number 501-340-8336. Additional election information. The election results will begin posting on the Election Commission's website after 7:30 p.m. on Election Day until all results are in. Election resources. The Election Commission, www.votepulaskiar.gov. Circuit/County Clerk is www.pulaskiclerkar.gov. Voter registration deadlines for the election: October 20th. New registrants and out-of-state registrants. And that was 2 days ago. To view your sample ballot, you may go to the Secretary of State website at www.voterview.ar-nova.org/voterview and verify your information and precinct location. All right, poll worker appointments for the election. Election officials appointed to conduct early voting will be posted for public viewing at the Pulaski County Courthouse on November 3rd, 2025. Any objections to the early voting election officials must be in writing to the Pulaski County Board of Election Commissioners, 501 West Markham Street, Little Rock, Arkansas 72201, or email pcec@votepulaskiar.gov by November 10, 2025. Election officials appointed to conduct Election Day voting will be posted for public viewing at the Pulaski County Courthouse on November 10, 2025. Any objections to the Election Day election officials must be in writing to the Pulaski County Board of Election Commissioners, 501 West Markham Street, Little Rock, Arkansas 72201, or email pcec at votepulaskiar.gov by November 17, 2025. Arkansas Attorney General election hotline number 833-995-8683. Amanda did read that last part, but wanted to go ahead and finish that page 2 of the NOE. All right, so we have our order. Any discussion on that? No?
Do not, no. Move to approve the notice of election for the November 18th, 2025 Sherwood special election as so written.
All right, I'll do a second. Second the motion.
And, yeah.
All in favor? Okay, aye. Motion carries.
Great.
All right. Let's do
A lot of
this.
fun.
All right, do you want us to sign the, we don't have to sign it? Okay. Do you need permission to use the stamp?
No, the notice, you just do a motion, and then
Okay.
we'll publish it and post it.
But even on the location word, no?
Oh, that's just a copy
Okay.
that was left in there so you could verify the polling location.
Thank you.
Notice.
All right, on to the next item, logic and accuracy testing certification.
All right.
I'm gonna turn it over to Johnny and Amanda and
We'll do the public test first and then we'll certify. Should have had those in a different order. We
Okay.
should public test and then certify.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So. And if you guys want to get a closer look, you can come over as well. We have our DS200, which has our zero tape, showing that there's been no ballots run through the machine. It also says 0 on the screen.
do we have any guests that wanna come watch?
Yeah.
Acknowledge our guests.
All right, so on election day, we do have the standard paper ballot that we will use. This particular one is completely undervoted. And then we have an overvoted ballot, so we're supposed to test both options to make sure the machine reacts accordingly. And then we'll have one that's voting for and then against. All right, so if you overvote a race, the machine will let you know once you insert your ballot. You'll get a nice warning message that tells you you have overvoted, and it'll tell you the races in which you have overvoted this particular ballot for testing purposes. All 3 questions are overvoted, which means that the for and against ovals are filled in. So at this point, our poll workers are trained to inform the voter that they have overvoted on a race and ask them if they would like the ballot returned. If so, the machine will return the ballot. They can go get a new ballot, have another one issued. This would be spoiled. However, if they say, well, that's exactly what I intended to do, because we do have that very rarely, but it does happen. So you also have the option to go ahead and just cast the ballot as it is, which would be an overvote in every race, which means nothing gets counted.
Okay.
But it is documented that it has been cast. All right, so this one is the opposite situation. So they did not cast a vote in any of the races. All 3 are blank. You'll get a little bit different warning message on this one. So brighter color, it tells you you have a blank ballot. Now, if you just voted on 2 of the issues but skipped one, it's not going to alert you to that. But if you put in a blank ballot, it's going to go, whoa, are you seriously meaning to do that? And we do have people who occasionally come in and do what's called a protest vote and just vote a completely blank ballot just so they can record the fact that they voted. Now, again, we can have this returned if they didn't mean to. Maybe they bypassed the booth and just pushed it right in the machine. Who knows?
Okay.
So that can be returned. They don't have to get a new ballot. They didn't mark on this one, so they can just take it to the booth and actually fill it in how they want to. If this is how they wanted to vote, we just go ahead and cast the blank ballot. So these will be recorded as undervotes. All right, then we have a normal voted ballot, and in this particular case, they voted for all three issues. Go ahead and place that in there. There should be no warning message at all. Thank you for voting, it's been counted. And then this one's just the opposite, they voted against every issue. Well, not they, it's just a test that no particular person. All right, so that's basically the four options there: a blank, an overvote, and then the top oval's filled, the second oval's filled. Okay. And then for our express vote, as you know, for early voting, this is the machine that we use to mark the ballots. And on election day, this machine is reserved for voters with disabilities. So when you go vote early, you will go to the tablet and check in, and a little barcode thingy will be printed up here. What that does is let the machine know which ballot you need. We're gonna pretend like we have a barcode on there. All right, so I'm just going to select a precinct. So what the barcode does is it bypasses this screen for the poll workers so they do not have to select a precinct. So I'm just going to pick one. It's going to ask me if that's correct. If not, I can go back and change it. All right, these are the instructions to the voter. We do encourage the voters to please read the instructions before they start to vote.
We still have that square.
We still have the square. Apparently that's not going away, but as you notice, we did center the for and against language away from the square.
Right.
And we will be telling people to just press on that.
The SNS can't get rid of the square.
Well, they can, I've been told it's gonna require another update, but then just has to be approved through the state.
Okay.
All that stuff, has to go through all that. So it'll still be there, and all it is a nice graphic that puts a check mark in there so you can see that that's what you selected, even though the whole thing's highlighted.
Right.
But so when we have candidates on the ballot, we do the same thing. We center the candidates, that way they're away from that little square, and we tell them to touch the candidate's name. So the same thing we'll do here, just touch your selection, the wording of your selection.
And you know, like I do, that
Mhm.
people will go up there and still touch that
Oh yeah,
box.
they'll still try to
Right.
aim right in there, and
And
then
then it's
they'll get here and then
rotating.
be like, you know,
Yeah.
look, I'm trying to press here, but it's selecting up here. All right, we're gonna review, and that's why the review screen is also very good. So if that happened to you, you can go back and make that correction, like, oh, wait a minute, I meant to vote on that. But I was pressing right in here, so it didn't know what I was doing, so. Just randomly picking something, I have no dog in this particular fight here.
Okay.
I do not live in Sherwood. So now I'm reviewing my selections. If I'm happy with that, I print. If not, I return to the ballot. But even after I print, I still need to look at it. Now, I can still return at this point before I've actually printed. The voters still need to read what is actually printed on the ballot before they insert it in the machine. If they notice anything at all that's wrong, they see an against when it should have been a for, they need to alert the poll worker. Once they put it in here, there's absolutely nothing we can do about it.
Right.
So, as you can see, I did vote against and then for. So that showed correctly on the screen and printed correctly here. And then we'll insert it here. And there it goes. Do you guys want to vote a ballot, or
You
just go
want-
ahead and print the results table?
One more time here.
Yeah, go for
This.
it.
When you were, I would say the poll book cues up the ballot style,
Right,
right?
right.
So that review screen is not there for anybody, I'm just making sure on record that's clear. Okay,
Right. So the only reason a voter would see that precinct selection
Right.
is if there's some weird thing that happens and we just have to put a blank card in and pull it up manually.
Okay,
There's some little odd situations. that
Sure,
occur for
yeah.
that. Maybe there's a malfunction with the printer or something, or on election day, maybe they're using this machine.
okay.
Because
So
they need to.
if there was one of those little weird scenarios, would the poll worker assist the voter picking?
Oh, the poll worker would be pulling up the precinct and then walking away and letting the voter vote.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah, the voter will not be selecting their own precinct.
Right, absolutely,
If
yeah.
they have to pull the ballot manually.
So now with same-day registration, how is that going to
Well,
work?
it's, and it's just the people who are already registered in another county.
Right.
So it's not like brand new
Right,
registered.
That's what I'm
But
getting.
Yeah, so those folks, we will call the clerk's office, not we, the poll worker will call the clerk's office, just like for an address change.
right,
The clerk's office will have to transfer them in through the voter registration system, and then there's a procedure now where they'll add them into the tablet.
okay,
It'll immediately appear on the tablet at the polling site, so they'll just check it as any other normal voter.
okay,
But they will have to get out of line, go to see the judge, have the judge take care of all that, and then get back in line to check in. But not in the back of the line,
Right.
obviously. but-
Yeah.
So, that's the procedure for now.
okay,
So I'm gonna pick a random precinct. And again, the voter will not see this unless they're having to use this machine on election day or something weird happens during early voting. So those are our 3 questions.
Now, I have one question about this.
Uh-huh.
Does this keep account of how many times someone has put in a blank ballot? They can reconcile the poll book to how many times did this count over here?
No,
Okay.
because this one doesn't count votes.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
So it doesn't
Yeah.
keep any kind of
Right,
calculation at all.
Right.
It's just a big fancy thing.
right,
So, but this one for sure does. So that's what we use, you know, what the public count is, what's the list of voters, you know, how many ballots are run through the DS-200.
Sure.
How many provisionals, you know, all that stuff.
right.
Yeah, but this thing does not keep up with
Right.
how many ballots have gone through
It'd
it,
be nice.
you know.
Yeah.
So, and on this, for those who need it, we do have text size ability to enlarge that. So if you need it a little bit bigger, you can do that as well.
Any chance that can ever be set just to default like that with poll workers?
I don't think so.
Because I have a feeling, you know,
I think you do have
Our
to go
average
in and
voter,
change it.
you know.
But it does make it where it's one contest per page. So, I mean, you might have 50 pages you have to go through in a big election if you do that. You can also,
contrasted.
yes.
Can you
And
set
you can
it,
adjust brightness.
can you set it race by race on the ballot, or is it just?
Oh, no, it'll change your whole ballot. And you'll have to go back and change it if you want. Now, when I vote this ballot and print it out, the next voter that comes up is completely reset to normal.
So the default is that normal view you show?
Yes, yes.
And as far as we know, there's no way to make the default that view, or the big view?
Right,
Okay.
that's, yeah. All right, so I did not vote on anything except for that first question, so we got, that one's 4. I did make a selection on those 2. Go ahead and print that.
Good.
All right, here we go, we see that that's an undervote, and then that one is 4. Or, I mean, this one is 4, and those 2 are undervotes. Had it backwards.
No selection, no
So,
selection.
yeah, no selection, and then that one is 4. And the wording does cut off at the end so long, but you do see the 4
Sure.
at the beginning. Now, this can go upside down too, so if someone wants to be really private about it, is afraid someone's gonna look, they can flip it over, but it's still fine.
Any further questions?
Other questions?
I'm good.
I believe I am too. No?
Good.
Right now?
I did want to, so the box issue,
Mhm.
you said it was put out there, but it has to be approved?
Yeah, from my understanding, they have to get the new update approved, but then it's not gonna happen anytime soon, is what I've been told.
That it's approved from the state?
Yeah, it has to go through all that. there's some kind of process that you go through to certify the machines.
Is it so is it a money issue, or is it just a certification? Is that Secretary of State?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gotta love it.
Mhm.
Gotta love it. All right.
So you'll see in your folder, you have the certification documents, and then the results follow that. I gave you guys a copy of the summary results, which just gives you the grand totals. I actually have a top precinct here if you want to look at it.
Sure.
All the same. And then you'll have your individual sheets which indicate which machines we're using, serial number, what seal numbers are on those, all that good stuff.
The breakdown of the L and A, if you want to look at this. Or you already have it.
No, yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
I didn't put the precinct results in your binders because it's like 12 pages long.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna look at that. I'm gonna read
I
this.
do want to, yes.
I'm gonna read this off and then I'll trade with you.
Okay.
All right, logic and accuracy testing certification, 11/18/2025 special election. In accordance with ACA 7-5-515 and 7-5-611, the members of the Pulaski County Board of Election Commissioners do hereby certify the voting machines have been properly tested to correctly count the votes cast for all offices, and that 1, a group of test ballots were pre-audited to predetermine the number of valid votes for each candidate in each measure. 2, one or more of the pre-audited test ballots were overvoted. They contained votes more than the number allowed by law. 3, the pre-audited test ballots were voted on the voting machines and all media used for the election was tabulated using electionware. 4, the voting machines rejected the overvoted ballots. 5, the cause of any error was determined and corrected. 6, an errorless count was made before approving each voting machine. We further certify that upon completion of testing, that the DS-200 and express votes were sealed. The ballots, item 2, the ballots, zero tapes, results tapes, and programs used will be retained and disposed of provided by law. 3, this certification will be filed with the county clerk attesting to the accuracy of the voting system for the 11-18-2025 North Little Rock School District Special Election. I think we may want to correct that.
forgive me that.
Thank you.
That's why I need a chair. There you go.
You'll be back.
So we'll come back to that particular certification in a moment. I do want to welcome and thank our guests for being here. We have Madam Clerk, Terry Hollingsworth. And we have, I know we have Keith, please. Janiyah. I'm going to write that down in my book. Janiyah.
Is Janiya.
Tonight is our voting supervisor.
Thank you.
You like that so far?
She came to us from the Secretary of State's office.
Awesome. Thank you. And then we have Adam Fogelman with us. So thank you for being here. And we have Bart and we have Jody, part of the staff. Then Jody and Amanda, and they'll be right back. You got this? Are you looking at this?
I'm looking at a couple things,
Okay.
actually.
All right.
Are you wanting to move on the agenda, or do you want to pause until we get that back?
We're just waiting. We'll just
Okay.
continue to look at
All
this.
right. to a vote? Correct. Express vote machines, is that right?
That's what it looks like. Let me double check.
No, the other express vote that is down there. This is in case we have a failure somewhere, or I guess we'll have to manage that machines back.
Sure.
Do we not have it, keep a total of what these counts are when these get deployed on the public counter?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Let's ask. Let me get back.
Okay. Necessary. I had my notebook, I go back to the one I did last time, but I don't believe it was.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
We'll come back to that. Thank you. I have a question on this one.
It was 12 sample ballots for every precinct. Is that correct?
That's, yes,
Okay.
over, under, yes.
Yeah, 3 for, 3 against, total 6, and then 2 under votes, 2 against, 10. Oh, total ballots cast, 10. 10 total.
Yes, and you'll see like the election day and absentee will be a little different from early vote because you can't overvote on an early vote ballot. So those won't be included for the early votes,
Okay.
but there should be a blank one, overvoted one, and then 1 for and 1 against, except for early vote.
Yeah, on ballots cast blank, it was
Right.
1 on election day, 1 absentee.
Yeah,
On
and we
precinct.
run those same ballots through the big machine back here for absentee.
Okay.
And then early votes is the little express vote cards, and then the standard test day for the election day
So the absentee was already run?
is run through the 450
Okay.
during LNA.
So I'm gonna ask a couple of questions just on this summary. That's probably an easy clarification, but when I read the for and against off the notice of election, so on bond tax question 1, it reads the information for the issuance of refunding bonds in principal amount not to exceed 4,100,100. And that same is repeated, but it says against. But if you come down to question 2, when you get to against, it leaves the amount off,
On the results,
correct? Is that, do you see where, so it says on question 2, it says for the issuance
Mhm.
of parks improvement bonds in principal amount not to exceed $79,8
Mhm.
and then against, the language, the issuance of parks improvement bonds in principal amount not to exceed, nothing, it's blank.
Okay.
Is that supposed to be,
It should be appearing on there, and that's something that can be corrected.
okay.
We'll have to look into that.
Okay, so that's a correction.
It's an issue we have when they have all that extra wording.
Okay.
After for and against, we have to manipulate it a little bit in the system to get it to print out for us.
Okay, and then the same on, so question 1 appears fine.
Mm-hmm.
Question 2 on against was missing that, and question 3 on 4, on the 4 item is
Gotcha.
missing that. But the against has the dollar figure.
Okay.
All right,
I think you might have already answered this, but
Thank you.
it appeared that on undervotes, there was no undervotes tested for early voting.
Correct.
Okay, right, okay. So,
Yeah, because that would basically be us just putting blank cards through a machine.
okay,
So we did not do that.
so but again, somebody could, if they wanted to.
Right,
Come in, check in, vote
Right.
on nothing, print it out.
right.
Turn
And
it in.
then they will have to go through the express vote and then just print it out blank from that.
Okay,
Because once it's printed out of the tablet, they can't still put it in the DS200.
sure.
So they'll have to do the process of putting it in the express vote, but then just printing it back out.
What changes on it when it comes out?
It has,
A
it
different
lists,
barcode?
it lists the races and no selection for each one,
Okay,
because otherwise the DS200 is gonna be like, I don't know what this is.
so
It
if
won't take
a
it.
citizen wanted to protest vote, they still have to
Yes.
click through everything.
Right, they just have to click
Go
through all the
next, next, next,
screens,
next,
they have to
next.
review that nothing was done and then print it.
Okay.
Mhm.
did we, look at the DS200 sealed votes? I mean, we did, it says they were sealed on the certification.
Right, so after we test each DS200, we do seal it up,
Okay,
and that's what that
The seals
spreadsheet is
right
with
here.
all the seal numbers.
okay,
Yeah.
And then once the machines get to the polling site, the workers there document what the seal number is before they break it off.
all right.
So those things can be compared later. What seal we put on, what seal they took off.
I need to quit looking at the North Little Rock. All right. It's throwing me off again. All right.
Yeah, I didn't change your binder.
No,
Just
that's
the
fine.
official one.
And man, I might have asked this question before too, but I'm stuck since then. Do we keep a record of what that count number is when it's deployed?
The public count or
The total
the
machine?
total on the machine?
Uh-huh. The lifetime count of the machine?
Yes,
Okay.
and then they document it
Where is that?
on their protocol. I'll be honest, we did not document it on our spreadsheets this time around.
Okay,
It will be documented in the primary, for sure.
okay, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, that will, when it leaves the facility, you'll have these seal
Right.
numbers, we'll have that count recorded.
Right.
Okay.
And then all that stuff is recorded at the site and can be compared.
Can you look at this one more time?
Sure. So what I was asking to be fixed on this is to match the language where it spells out the for and against. So this one is correct. When you get here, again, on question 2, against is not with numbers.
I think it's ran out of characters.
It could have,
It's
and
a,
then,
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
spacing issue.
and the same on that one. So, just
Yeah,
wanted to make sure.
okay. All right.
Okay,
And if we have an issue with that, I'll let you know. That way you're aware of it
Okay.
before anything goes out to the public.
And so, and again, the extra express vote machines listed here, is that for like in case one of these, something goes down,
Yes.
something happens?
Right.
Okay. So all things being equal, its count should remain the same as it from deployment till we get it back, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And then the chain of custody of the seals being changed, the records of those, I'm assuming we would get that every day from the poll workers? If something has changed, like if there's a problem, if there's, like how,
Right, so they have what's called an election protocol
okay,
where they document all kinds of things, and one of those is their seal numbers.
okay,
So for instance, early voting, they would document what those seal numbers are on that first day, they have to put a seal back on the bottom door there.
Right.
And they document that.
Okay.
If we have to remove that little sticker where the USB drive is,
Mhm.
they don't have extra stickers. One of us will come out there and they'll have to document what the new sticker is. We'll go ahead and take care of that for them.
Okay,
So, but yes, everything is,
and where do we document that?
where do we document it?
Right,
So there's a place on the protocol to document replacement seal
Okay.
numbers.
all right.
So we would do that at the location.
And then when we collect everything, we document there again too.
Right. So
Okay.
everything comes back, ballot boxes are sealed, all the important stuff is sealed, they write down those seal numbers. Same with and when they close up the machines after they're done,
Mhm.
they don't reseal it, they just lock them up.
Okay,
Because the ballot's already out and sealed in another box.
okay.
All right, did you have any questions on this?
No, I did not. I think I did, but they didn't answer.
All right. Any additional questions?
Other than, the only question I have is why it takes the act of Congress to get rid of that little box. It confuses everybody. I mean, that's the only one that I have. But no,
It's a good question.
it is.
All right, so I read the majority of the logic and accuracy testing certification. So I'm going to pick back up where I left off. Everything is the same except for item 3. This certification will be filed with the county clerk attesting the accuracy of the voting system for the 11-18-2025 Sherwood special election for early voting and election day. As shown by the attached documentation, the logic and accuracy testing were conducted beginning October 7, 2025 and continued until completed, fulfilling the deadline requirements, pursuant to state law. Signed and dated this 22nd day of October 2025.
And Steve doesn't have to be here?
No, one of the only things that all 3 of you have to approve is like precinct line changes.
Polling locations.
Polling locations.
I should have an answer.
Poll workers and LNA and all that is just like majority vote or one of them's unanimous vote by those present, and that's poll workers.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to approve the logic and accuracy testing.
I move to approve the logic and accuracy testing for the November 18th, 2025 Sherwood special election.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
It's your copy, please.
Let's go in here.
Okay.
Ours are in our book.
It didn't have to be run out or something.
Amanda will tell us if it's messed up.
She's good at that. She's good at keeping everything.
So, we'll know here in a minute.
She's a blessing, a real blessing. You need to sign.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. So we actually did the next item, which was perform the public test as well, so we're
That should
good.
have been first. You should do that before you certify.
Sure. All right, the next item is the November 18, 2025 annual school election. And that is to approve the notice of election.
Okay, so, as you recall, we have Little Rock School District and Pulaski County Special School District that has to have a vote on their millage. They don't have candidates because that's been moved to a primary. So with the new law in effect that allows the school board to select a qualified elector to vote on the unchanging millage. So in that statute, it does not say whether we do the notice or not, so we're just gonna do it because it's proper. So I did one for each school district, and we will publish it accordingly in the newspaper. You have a copy of it there, so you can really read this copy, there's nothing to sign. But I did put the code up there that references the election by qualified elector.
And I believe we have read these in the past, so.
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
All right.
Exact same thing, just a copy and paste.
So it's the notice of election for the November 18, 2025 annual school election for the Little Rock School District. And that particular one is the ballot question 46.4 mill school tax, which has previously been read. The second one is the notice of election, November 18, 2025 annual school election for the Pulaski County Special School District. And that one is for the ballot question on the 40.7 mill school tax. So that has been read before in a prior meeting. All right.
All right, move to approve the notice of election for the November 18, 2025 annual school elections for both Little Rock School District and the Pulaski County Special School District.
I'll second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. All right.
Other business.
Do you have something that you want us to sign there?
No.
Okay, moving on. All right, we've got other business. I just have a couple of things I want to mention. We have become aware of a lawsuit filed regarding the dates established for the special election to fill a vacancy in the House seat 70, which is in Pulaski County. The governor has issued a proclamation setting the special election for June 9th, 2026, with the party primary scheduled for March 3rd, 2026. The lawsuit contends that the special general election to fill House 70 must be held on March 3rd, 2026, along with the preferential primary election, and the special primary must be set for a December 9 or January 13, 2026 election. So, with that, I've just read an article on that special election and proclamation, and now I've read the majority of this lawsuit. Has anyone reached out on the proclamation?
We have not received the proclamation.
We do not have the
We
proclamation.
do not
Okay.
have it.
All right.
Okay.
And in accordance with 711-103, the Secretary of State's office, once they receive it from the governor's office, is supposed to transmit it to us.
We shall immediately transmit the document.
Yes, and then we shall immediately publish the document.
Okay. Is there a timetable that we're looking at for that, or is it infinite?
From what I've been told today, the Secretary of State is not in receipt of the proclamation yet.
Okay. All right.
So do we have any next steps at this moment?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I have several questions on like timelines, maybe. Being forward thinking, thank you, Mr. County Attorney, for being here. Yeah, thank you very much. I guess assuming this can go many, many ways, right? Assuming that, court so rules that this will be, I think it's a writ of mandamus would be what it would be.
That's
right?
that's the relief requested.
Okay, okay, and so if it was to be issued, what would our timelines look like from keeping anybody, there's many parties involved here, right? So, yeah,
So let me start by saying that in Arkansas, election matters are given priority treatment by the courts.
sure,
And so it's been, the complaint has been filed. The election commission and the Pulaski County clerk are parties to that lawsuit. So I don't know the status of whether they've been served on, I think it's the Secretary of State and the governor.
Right. There are two parties.
I can't
Sure.
speak to whether they've been served or not. once service is perfected, once they actually have been served with a lawsuit, I would anticipate the court to schedule a pretty quick hearing to make a determination. Because it's, at this point, there are some facts that have to be proven, but in large part, it's a legal analysis on what the obligations of the governor's office is in scheduling the election.
Sure.
So I'll start there, and you can ask any questions.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, again, the question being, you know, as of right now, I guess all things being equal, legally speaking, is this even official if we haven't received anything?
Well,
I mean, this us planning our calendars and figuring out, hey, March, June, that kind of thing, so.
as I understand it, the proclamation has been entered
Okay.
or issued by the governor's office.
All right.
But I don't know what the status, I'll have to rely
Okay.
on y'all, on Amanda.
That's a fair answer. Yeah, that's a totally fair answer. And so, again, let's say the relief is issued, and so we need to get it done within the 150-day window. That window began counting actually October 1.
With the resignation.
And the resignation was the first business day of it, or I think he resigned on the 30th.
30th. Mhm.
Okay. Without doing calendar math real quick in my head,
I've got a calculator.
you're awesome, okay. So what would be that day? 150 days from, might have to ask.
It's like it is.
Maybe, I think it was mentioned, is it right before, it's right around the March 3rd date?
I'll say it, the calculator.
Would be 92 at the end of December. Would be 100.
Well, once upon a time, I had a calculator on my phone.
Be 123 at the end of January. Is this a leap year? 2026?
It is.
6 leap year?
It is.
Okay. So 126 at the end of January, I think another 29.
So March 3rd, according to
It'd be
the,
145 at the end of February.
so according to this, the
It says
suit,
that March 3rd, I think, is the 154th day.
It is.
in
It's-
the complaint.
that's what it says in the complaint. March 3rd, 2026 is the 154th day from the date of vacancy in office occurred in district. This was 70, yes. So,
Okay.
do you have, you seen this?
I read the email that I had of it.
Okay.
I want to double check that math though. I think that actually, it's not the 154th day, March 3rd.
You want to use this?
Ask Siri, she knows.
Or, yeah, well, you know, never.
Do you think it's longer?
I think it might be shorter. I mean, October has 31 days, right? November 30, December 31, January 31, February this in 26 would have 29. So that means at the end of February, 152. No, it is correct. Yes. So March 3rd would be 155. All right. But it's for filling the vacancy, not for having a primary, right? So if we were to fill the vacancy by that day, what would we need to do? That's really, I guess the question I have is like, given the fact that we have all of our elections, of course.
Come on.
Madam Clerk, thank you very much. Yes.
But Amanda is definitely gonna tell you, because
Yeah.
we've discussed this.
Okay, I figured you
So-
had done so.
I've looked at, what are our major deadlines, that kind of thing. So to have the special primary December 9th, if the court decided today, we would not meet our UOCAVA deadline.
Okay.
That's tomorrow.
Will we have to for a non-federal question?
So that's another question I have. I don't know if we would have to for a non-federal, but it's still a state rep race that overseas and military folks can vote in. So, so that 47 days to get the ballots to the clerk, we would not be able to meet that.
You said that's the only one for, if we did it December
December
9th.
9th,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
It's not
The
doable.
47 days is tomorrow to get
Right.
ballots delivered. We would have to name polling locations by November 10th, so depending on when this gets decided, we may miss that kind of deadline too. My issue with January is a little bit more complicated. Because if we have a primary on January 13th, our UOCAVA deadline is January 15th. If that goes into a runoff, it's February 10th. Of course, we certify 10 days later. So that would be a real rush to get absentee ballots, just even to folks in the county. But it has been done, it can be done. We did it in 2020,
Okay.
Yes.
but
Was it a similar race? Was it a state rep race?
it
Yes.
was.
Okay.
It was. It was a state rep race,
It was when John Walker died,
yes.
and Joyce Springer. Joyce
Springer
was-
is now the.
And Ryan Davis did.
Right. So that year we had a primary on January 14th.
Mhm.
We had a runoff on February 11th, and then turned around and had the general on March 3rd.
Okay.
So it's not that it's impossible, it's just,
It's difficult.
it's very
Sure.
difficult. And, yeah.
But it's possible.
But it is possible.
Right.
Were the deadlines the same as they are now under
As
law?
far as you
Okay.
call and all,
Yes.
All right.
yes. But it being a non-federal election, I'm not sure how that, I mean, you still have to meet your
Still have
deadlines,
to-
but if you're ordered to do something, I mean, you're obviously gonna just have to do the best you can
Right.
as far as those particular deadlines. Another issue I want to bring up, not really an issue, but it could be, if we do a general election on March 3rd with the primary, that would require us to have a separate ballot
Right.
for the general election versus the primary ballots, which would then, for those polling sites that have House 70 on the ballot, we would have to have a separate ballot scanner, a separate express vote machine, and separate tablets for checking in voters.
And they said they would check in here and then,
And then turn around and check in there if they want to vote in both.
okay, all right, fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
If it was kept like it is today,
Yes.
where there's a special preferential primary scheduled on top of the regularly occurring preferential primary, would that require a separate ballot, or would it appear as a distinct race on the current ballot?
Right. That one you can put on the current ballot. The board can decide to do separate ballots if they so wish, if they think it may be confusing. But I would think it being on the same ballot would be sufficient because it's a primary ballot, it's a special primary.
It's now happening at the
Right.
primaries, right?
Right. And you are allowed to keep them on the same ballot if you want to. But if it's a general on the same day as a primary,
That's-
you do
that's
have
the
to do
confusion.
separate.
That's the
You
confusion.
do have to do separate, yes.
Right. And it sounds like though, having the general on the primary day would actually still bust the number, right? It would still be past
It would still
150.
be past the 150.
Right, so,
But it would be as fast as possible.
Yes.
okay.
That, I'll venture to say that would be as early as it could be accomplished.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so,
Maybe speaking for you there, I think that's what I
Yes.
So yeah, just clarifications. The belief is that the UOCAVA deadlines still apply equally, even with the non-federal question, but wanted to clarify that. There may be some sort of force majeure thing that, hey, we got directed by a court to deal with this, we can't make that deadline, that kind of thing. Secondary poll site for the general was to occur, that would be in the poll site. We could do that. We could have,
Right.
hey, here's room A, and here's room B.
Right,
Um,
or in the same room, separate check-in tables, the machines labeled accordingly.
Okay,
Because there's a lot of polling sites where we're lucky to get the one room,
sure.
so.
If necessary, could we have a special polling site for that, for 70?
Well, then you'd have people going to one polling site for their primary and then have to drive to another site for their general.
Right.
I think we'd get a lot of
pushback.
hate
Yeah.
over that.
Yeah, I'm just saying in case, hey,
Right.
these institutions let us use their space,
Right.
and we're ultimately kind of, thank you very much for letting us use your church or whatever else. They're like, hey, we don't have room.
Right, right.
I'm just trying to think of anything that might come up. I guess this is all speculative, obviously, but as he so noted, it will be given, this will probably be being adjudicated early next week, I would assume.
Mhm.
I think that,
I'm not gonna.
He said, yeah, I said assume, yeah. I said
Please
assume.
don't forget the court schedule.
Yeah, I said assume.
We hope.
Yeah, we don't know, so it's all, we're just,
But they usually go pretty fast, just like,
Right.
Adams.
Right. I mean, it seemed like the 26th one happened really quick. It seemed like it was heard very, very quickly. Like within a couple days, I feel like, for Senate District 26.
what day, I don't even know. Oh,
For filling Stubblefield's vacancy. I want to say that they had a complaint and then that it was in front of the court within like a few days. I think, and again, I have slept since then, it's hard to remember the exact dates, but okay. So earliest you think would be, earliest, if we got directed, if relief was granted, earliest we would do a primary for 70 for both parties would be,
The earliest they're asking is December 9th
okay.
or January 13th.
Okay.
and either of those dates.
Either of those dates, we're gonna be missing some deadlines
Okay.
somewhere. with
Well,
something,
and we
but-
always can have, the Attorney General always can say, can make some leeway for something, I guess, if something doesn't line
Like I
up.
said, in 2020, we had the same thing, but there wasn't a lawsuit, it was just set out, these are the dates this is gonna happen.
Sure.
And we just did it.
Okay, so when Pulaski County Board of Election Commissioners receives the actual proclamation from the Secretary of State's office, you will notify us, but you also
Send it to the newspaper.
send it for publication?
Publication.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to address?
I just want to identify that today, there is no stay. Simply filing a lawsuit doesn't
Right.
it doesn't interrupt your obligations.
Thank you.
So you all carry forward with your normal obligations under normal schedule until there's something from the court that says otherwise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have, Madam Secretary, you want to add anything?
I don't have anything to add.
All right.
Jonathan?
Thank
To
you.
be here to support and if I needed to be in the discussion,
All right.
But you live in interesting times.
yes, sir.
Yeah, we do. Yes, seems like we definitely do. So,
For sure.
all right.
Do we have any other business?
A couple of things real quick. Poll worker training this Saturday. The early vote folks will be from 9 to 11, election day from noon to 2. The orders of destruction you signed at your past meeting, we will be doing that shredding event this Friday
Okay.
at 8 a.m. sharp at the warehouse. So if you want to be there, be out there at 8 o'clock. And that should be it. We'll post a notice of election pretty soon to the website for Sherwood.
Who will be at the warehouse? Staff?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I might even show up,
All right.
but I'm sure they can handle it.
Okay, 8 a.m. sharp?
8 a.m. sharp.
All right.
Any public comments?
Can, and
Wash boxes and guns in their shirt.
real quick, will you give me the poll worker trainings again this Saturday?
This Saturday, 9 a.m. for early vote, at noon for the election day parade.
Okay, thank you.
And, Madam Secretary, what was that vote? I mean, what was the one that we did this last time? You said 2020, what was that race?
It was House District
Secretary.
34.
It was
Sorry,
34
sorry.
then, but it hadn't
Madam Clerk,
changed.
not Madam Secretary. Madam Clerk. I apologize. She said it and then I said
Yeah,
it.
those districts have changed now.
We're already putting you up for Secretary of State. That's what
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I knew who you were talking about, that's why I didn't answer.
Yeah, and that-
It was House District 34
Okay.
in 2020, but now it is a different district number because the numbers changed.
Right. Okay.
It's Joy Spring.
But it's Joy Spring.
Okay. And was it fully in Pulaski County, that
Yes.
geographic boundaries?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And it
Thank
was-
you for the historical data.
Yes, that would be that's at least helpful.
Yeah,
to
and all
look
the
at.
data.
Please.
Is that it on public, on other business?
That is all I have.
All right, so do we have any public comment? Do we have any participants?
Yes, we've had as many as 4.
Wow.
Okay, thank you.
That's beating the doors down. So-
All right,
Again, we get a lot of people that watch 160% for the archives.
okay, all right. Well, on that note, this meeting is adjourned.
It's adjourned.
Thank
Very
you.
much.